Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your August 2025 tarot card reading. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jane, and welcome to the channel. So let's go ahead and get started here, starting with the tarot cards. So what is it that Scorpio needs to know for August 2025? Let's see what comes through here. Interesting, a lot of cups in the beginning. Almost all cups. One coin card, which tells me that there's a bit of an emotional journey going on for you right now. And it seems to be getting progressively better. Okay, because it starts with the Five of Cups, which often signifies a loss or regret, feeling a grief or a sadness over something that you can't really change or do anything about. Now, we often need to let ourselves be in this moment though, right? We need to feel those feelings, even if it's anger or revenge or whatever. Like, we need to allow ourselves to feel that without repressing it. But we have to remember that we're not meant to be stuck here, okay? That whatever feelings and emotions that are being dredged up for us, that's okay, but we still have to kind of turn around and see what's going really well for us, right? We have the Two Cups behind us that are still standing, that are still good, that are still useful. And that's where our attention should be. The things that are done and gone, they're done and gone. We cannot change. We cannot reach into the past and make those changes. So from this point forward, we just have to do things a little differently now, knowing that whatever we did before didn't really work out, whether it was relying on someone else, whether it was our own behavior, whether it was some self-destructive something, like whatever the case is, it didn't work for us. So let's turn it around and say, what is working? What do I have to gain from changing my methodology, from changing my mindset? Okay? This is like, we can have both emotions. We can have the regret and the sadness and the sense of possibility for the future. We can hold both. We can hold space for both of those. We don't need to cut one off, okay? Because when I see, what's interesting is that this Five of Cups, his back is kind of turned to the Three of Cups. But the Two of Cups behind his back is kind of touching or aligned with the Three of Cups, which says that if we can focus on the Two Cups that are still left standing, right? Focus on the things that are working, focus on our talents, focus on where we're headed, there are going to be wonderful things that can come from that. Now, Three of Cups often suggests some social activity, okay? It suggests working together with people, having a sense of community, collaborating. Usually this is more like fun stuff, although it could carry over into the professional realm, but it probably is more friendship oriented, but it doesn't have to be. But these are people that genuinely support and love you and are cheering you on and want to see you succeed. And I think you want to see your friends succeed as well. This is a healthy circle. And so whatever your endeavors are, these relationships are going to be paramount in helping you to achieve these goals. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of these Cups card, it suggests that your emotional environment is extremely important for your success right now. So if you are feeling low vibrational emotions, right? What we classify as low vibrational emotions anyway, right? Fear, insecurity, disdain, right? That kind of thing. It's not going to be helpful. It is going to work against you to some degree. Okay, especially if you're indulging in that or feeding that. Like I say, you can still feel those things, and I don't want anyone suppressing anything. You can still feel it, but we have to make space for the gratitude and the peace and the joy. And these types of relationships can help elevate. Okay, they can help us to elevate, to kind of get out of our own head, get out of our own way, to help us see things with a brighter perspective. Because I look at this 10 of Cups and I say, look, Scorpio, this really is a journey of you finding excitement and joy and peace and serenity in this, in your path. It's not about, like, nothing is degrading here. We're not trying to go downwards. This isn't a downward spiral. It is an upward spiral. Okay, there's an ascension happening from 5 of Cups to 3 of Cups to 10 of Cups. This is about kind of the dream. Now, you may or may not like really attain this, but this isn't really about attainment, right? This is not a coin card. This is not something you have to get to. This is something that can just simply awaken within you at any time. So whether you have, quote unquote, what you want or not is irrelevant. This is not about having. This is about being and feeling. Okay? So this is an opportunity here for you to really do all that law of attraction stuff, right? And really feel what it feels like to be the person and to have the things that you are aiming for. And these relationships, these 3 of Cups relationships are so important because they can, like I say, if they're supportive, they'll look at you and say, Scorpio, why can't you have it? Why can't you be that? Why can't you? Why can't you? And that sense of belief coming from other people, when other people look in at your life and they see these wonderful things, it makes it easier for you to admit that those are good things about yourself. It makes it easier for you to say, you know what, maybe I am good at that. Maybe I really can. Maybe I really do have talents. Maybe I really can make it happen, you know, and it helps you to believe in yourself. And the more you can believe in yourself, the more you can, you know, conjure those emotions and kind of cast this this feels very spell-like. This is a very magical reading and it's emotional magic. Okay? Queen of Cups. Deeply intuitive, but also a lot of self-care. And I think right now, Scorpio, you have to do your self-care. And I don't mean like your face care regimen. I mean, that could be a part of it, but this is about protecting your peace. It is about having a degree of self-awareness where when you find yourself in the 5 of Cups, regret or grief or sorrow emotions, you can take a step back and say, I love you, give yourself all the grace in the world for that, but also switch gears a little bit. You know, I'm not saying to distract yourself, but just to maybe turn it around and say, well, if it wasn't for this stuff that happened, I wouldn't have learned these lessons. If it wasn't for what that person did, I wouldn't have ever known, and guess where I could be now, you know? And so it's really about putting a positive spin on things, simply because it's the most helpful thing for you. Okay? Queen of Cups also, like, I'm looking at this 4 of Coins here. Now the 4 of Coins feels a little bit stuck, a little stubborn and whatnot. And I think the whole point of this emotional journey is to help you get unstuck. It's to help you budge. And I think as a fixed sign, this is often something that fixed signs have to contend with, which is just kind of hitting up against these brick walls once in a while and not really knowing exactly how to change that, and how to alter the path. And typically, it really does come down to self-belief more than anything, because there's some kind of a cap on what you believe about yourself and what you believe your capabilities are. So I am sensing that there's an awareness that's coming through regarding this stuck aspect of life that hasn't had a lot of movement in probably quite some time. Because I am also feeling like Scorpio is absolutely ready to let go. It's just a matter of like how. And what's interesting is that I think the emotional journey here is the how. This isn't really about doing anything necessarily. I mean, I think there might be a component of that, but it's not about doing all these specific actions in order to get yourself out of this little stuck place. It's more just the emotional state with which you are approaching the work. I think that's the how. And it entails more belief, more positivity, not toxic positivity, not like negative delusion stuff. You can be a little delusional. I think we all need that a little bit, but it's just a belief. I don't know. I can't describe it. It's just a belief. It's a belief. It's a faith. It's a surrender. It's a flow. It's a kind of releasing the anchor with that Five of Cups, kind of releasing the anchors that have been keeping you grounded. And I think you're going to find a new level of freedom within your heart this month. That's probably going to change everything. And I think Leo season this year is a deeply transformative season. Okay? More cups. Lots of cups, lots of cups, lots of cups. We have all but 3 cards. All but 2 cards are cups. Of 10 cards, 8 out of 10 cards are cups. I don't think I've ever seen that before, ever. In my whole history of reading tarot, never, ever, ever. We don't even have a single major arcana here. This is a cup reading for a water sign, right? Water and cups go together. So we focus here now on the two of Cups, which I think mirrors the Three of Cups quite beautifully. And I have a feeling that there is going to be a sit down, a conversation, a connection, a collaboration, something with someone. And I do feel like, again, Three of Cups, Two of Cups does feel more personal to me. So, I mean, it could be work related. You do have some 6th house, 10th house activation going on. But I feel like it's a little bit more on the personal side. So it might be people you work with, but it just feels more personal. And maybe there's, some kind of a performance review or kind of a heart to heart, or you have a deep talk with someone. And it does feel deep. And it feels like a discussion. And Scorpio, I think that you are going to have some type of discussion about your life, about you, about your goals. And I think you're going to reciprocate for the other person. A lot of reciprocity with the Two of Cups. But I think you realize something, like I do. I think you're going to have some epiphanies here this month. You're going to have this stroke of lightning kind of hit you of like, oh, that was the problem, or that was the issue, or this is the solution, this is how to solve it, this is how to overcome. And what's funny is that I think you're going to be like, that was so much easier than I thought. I don't think you have to do a lot. The energy of trying right now, I think, is going to work against you. I think, Scorpio, you have to be in a deeply receptive place. You have to be in a place where you're willing to learn and you're willing to see yourself through a new lens. And I think with that Two of Cups, the Three of Cups, the lens is a much more positive one. It's a lens that accentuates and highlights your divine qualities and your divine talents that can be used in so many, not just at work, but in so many different areas of life to help improve your overall well-being. So whatever your goal, let's say you have monetary goals, you have money goals, right? That's a big one for a lot of people. You have money goals, you want more money. But because this is an emotional journey, it feels like whatever blockage or trauma or narrative you have running through kind of starts to dissolve. And you start to find that free. But again, it's effortless. It's organic. It's natural. There's something about the timing of everything. Like this right now is just time for Scorpio to let go of this. Like the veil seems to be lifting or something. Okay, now you may not notice anything right away because we're still in the cup realm. This may take months to fully manifest. I'm telling you that now because I don't want you to reach the end of August and be like, well, nothing happened. No, it's not going to happen yet because the material world always lags behind the most emotional and mental realm. So there's going to be a lag, but I'm telling you how magical this month is going to be. Like I say, this is a spell. It feels like you are casting a spell without even trying, and things are going to start changing. Now we have the Nine of Cups, which tells me that your wishes have been granted, okay? And you can ask for things, you know, for the universe. You can ask for more money. You can ask for a love. You can ask for a healthy relationship. You can ask for more freedom, you know, whatever, better health, all the things. You can ask for all of it. The universe is listening and you are internally transforming. See, this is the power of Pluto in the fourth house right here. This is what I feel very strongly, Scorpio, that you don't really understand the meaning of transformation quite yet because the next 20 years are going to be the most transformative in your life. I personally believe, this is just my own personal opinion as an astrologer, that the fourth house is the most powerful house. And it's not always seen that way because it's, you know, the home and the family and the, you know, the private world. So it's not always out there for the world to see, but it determines what the world sees. It's like the roots of the tree, right? If those roots go deep, then that tree can grow beautifully. But if the roots are shallow and rotten, then it's very difficult for that tree to flourish. So you're going through the deepest transformation of anybody right now. And it's time for you to leave that old era behind with the Eight of Cups. You know, it's time for you to move on and transition and to leave these comfort zones behind and kind of go and venture off into a new way. But again, I don't know that this is scary. In fact, actually, you know, sometimes this Eight of Cups tells me like, okay, it's really hard to do. I just don't think it's really all that hard. I think it just feels like it's time. Like I say, there's a divine time quality that's coming out. Now we have this Ace of Cups and it says something is coming. So by the time we hit Virgo season, end of August, beginning of September, there is going to be something that shows up. And the Ace of Cups is, again, a heart-driven thing. Everything here seems to be in the heart space for you right now. Everything. It seems to be a story of transmutation, a story of turning lead into gold. And what happens when we do that is we start to attract new things that are wanted, right? We're not attracting unwanted things. We are attracting wanted things. And I think that's a very important distinction. With the Ace of Cups, it is something that we want. It is something that aligns with our wishes and the wishes that we cast and the spells that we cast, okay? So, beautiful story, amazing reading. Let's go ahead and pull some oracles to kind of finish this off. So what is it that you need to know, Scorpio, for August? The Animal Spirit deck. Okay, this one. Claim Your Independence, the Cat Spirit. Which I love this card because it looks like my little Annie. But Claim Your Independence, which I don't really see a lot of attachment here with the exception of this, where there does seem to be something that you're hanging on to. And I feel that independence and detachment go hand in hand right now. And that right now you are needing to separate yourself from something that has been pulling you down quite significantly. Okay? So what else for Scorpio with the Moonology deck? Let's see. We have step out of your comfort zone. Now keep in mind that this is going to happen naturally. You are, like, some area of life is just naturally being pushed, whether someone is asking a little bit more of you, or you just feel like it's time to kind of go a little bit harder or try something that's a little out of your realm, you know. But this is just going to happen. It's not anything that you have to seek out or try. You're just doing it. You know, you just do it. Okay, let's pull out the clarifier. So for those of you who are new, we're going to pull out a bunch of new cards. We're going to open up every single one of these cards here and really get a much deeper idea and story of what's going on. So if you want to join for the comprehensive reading, you are more than welcome to do that. The link is in the description box and the comment thread down below. So let's see, Scorpio, what do you need to know about this Five of Cups here? We've got the Nine of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Six of Wands. For the Six of Cups, we have Ten of Wands and the King of Swords. I feel like that one with the Hierophant. Beautiful. Now for the Ten of Cups, Nine of Coins, Eight of Coins, Temperance. Beautiful. Queen of Cups with the Moon. I love that. Very Cancerian. We have the Hermit and the Two of Swords. The Four of Coins. Six of Cups. Another Three of Cups. And Ace of Coins. We have the Star, the Wheel of Fortune, and Seven of Wands. Another Two of Cups, the World, and the High Priestess. Beautiful. I love that. Knight of Cups, Six of Swords, and Death. What was this card? I forgot. Oh yeah, the Nine of Cups. Eight of Cups, Queen of Swords, Justice, Three of Swords, Strength, Queen of Cups, Queen of Coins, and Two of Coins. All right, Scorpio, this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. Thank you all so much. I truly hope you have an amazing month. Take care. Bye-bye.